Hello readers, and welcome back to Tell Between Tales. It has been a little while since I've been able to post. We have been down and out for several weeks, passing the flu around, and we are hoping now that we are back in the game and everybody is on the mend. So we have some channel updates for you today, looking at several of the books I've read so far, as I actually haven't posted any reviews of the books that I have actually read this year, and also the Illumicrate and the Owlcrate book boxes that I subscribe to. We have some updates for you there as well. So I thought it would be kind of fun to structure this video around my reading journal, since my last video that I posted was all about my reading journal, and I have filled it in quite a bit since then. So this far to date this year, I have read 20 books, and I have everything on here except for my most recent one that I read, which is Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, which is the new Hunger Games book. And I want to make sure I give that one a review here in a couple weeks. So look forward to that. And if you watched my journaling video, you know that I had a blank page in my journal that I had no idea what to do with. And this idea actually came from my 12-year-old. So that was inspired, and she said to go ahead and create a page for my book box books. And so what I want to do is want to take a couple pictures with the cover and without the cover, because you can see here they all look beautiful without the cover as well, and kind of just track the what I'm getting within my book boxes. And I'll go over that more in detail in my next video. I'm going to be doing a books box update with all of the books that I've gotten this year and all the books that they've come out with. So look forward to that one coming out here pretty soon. And the next update I have for you is my language rating system. I'm looking for better ways to make my reviews more meaningful for you. So if you have ideas and things that you want to hear in the reviews, please comment them down below. Let me know what you're looking for in a review, how I can make my reviews more meaningful for you. But one of the things that I have decided to add in, as you may know, I have a language rating with all of my reviews, and up until now it's kind of been a little bit more of an arbitrary language rating, where it's like, oh well, I feel like it might be kind of this. And so I sat down and I actually wrote out a whole language rating system for people who are interested in maybe knowing what kind of language is in each of the books, and if that is something that they want to pick up. And so I'm going to throw my picture up for you. And just real quick, a solid 10 out of 10 is going to be absolutely no language in the books. These are probably going to be pretty rare to find. A lot of them will probably be middle grade books. A 9 out of 10 is going to be 1 to 2 minor curse words. And then keep going down. 8 is more minor swearing, and 7 is stronger curse words. And this kind of goes along with what is tagged as explicit. Like if you go onto iTunes or Amazon Music, the words that tags that as that song as an explicit song versus something that has a little bit more minor curse words in it. So those are going to be the stronger curse words versus the minor curse words. And then following down to 6, if you see a 6, that's going to be the first rating where F words are introduced. And then as you can see, going down the tiers, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, you're just adding more and more swearing and more stronger curse words as we go down the scale all the way to DNF. So my video that I did on The Stand, which is the only book that I've DNF'd for language, would be a 1, would be a DNF, because the language is so bad. And for another reference, I did read Joe Abercrombie's The First Law series, and this series I would have given a 3, thinking about it in my head. I didn't actually count how many went back when I read it, how many curse words there were, but it would probably be a 3 or a 2. But it wasn't so incredibly bad that I ended up DNFing it, but that might have been because it was very interesting to read at the same time, and the swearing wasn't so over the top like it was in The Stand that I just couldn't tolerate it. Of course, I also was reading Joe Abercrombie versus listening to it, so that also could have had something to do with it. So when you see my reviews from now on, the language score will coordinate with this language rating system. And that brings us to our goals for April. Here we are in quarter 2, April, and my big goal for April, I can speak, it's been a while, is to unlock my Kindle. I have two Kindles, my older one and my newer one, and they're both stuck on airplane mode. My older one has 20 books on it that I borrowed from Kindle Unlimited because I got a 3-month free trial when I bought my new one. And so that one's locked out, but my newer one is locked out because I have a whole bunch of library reads in it. And I want to be able to unlock that this month. So that's my goal. I'm not going to be able to get through everything on there. I think I've just decided that some of the things are going to have to be pushed down the line and just go ahead and let them go for now. But the ones that I want to get through and read is I want to finish the Red Rising trilogy. I did finally finish the first book in Red Rising, and I'll be making that review here pretty soon. And so I have the next 2 books in that installment. And then I also have The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. And I have Here There Be Dragons by the same person who wrote The Last Unicorn Beagle, I think. I'll put it up just in case that's wrong. I'm also thinking I might finish out Jade Legacy now just so that I can have that series completed. It hasn't been my favorite series and I still need to write my reviews on it. I did read the first 2 last year. In fact, I think I've read 1 every year. I think I read the first one 2 years ago, and then the second one last year, and then the third one I'm hoping to get through this year. So that might give you a little bit of a hint into how I'm enjoying the series. But I do want to finish it just so that I can round it out. I also hear that Jade Legacy is one of the best in the trilogy, and that kind of what really propels the series into like super stardom and really cements its legacy. So I do want to get around to that, but it is a longer book and I have other things that I want to get to. I'm not very motivated to read it, so I might let it go. We'll just kind of see. Some of the other books that I have on my Kindle that I've decided not to read is going to be Heartless Hunter, and that one is a romantasy. It came out, got a lot of fame, and people were talking about it, and I figured I'd pick it up, and it came in through the library, but the more I've learned about it, the more I'm not so interested in reading it, as it is basically a romantasy about a witch who marries a witch hunter in order to disguise like her witchiness and like be in hiding and have more protection. So and then it's like an enemies to lovers type of a romance, and I'm just not entirely sure that it's for me, so I think I'm going to let it go for now. And the other one is The Book That Wouldn't Burn. I do want to get around to Mark Lawrence's library trilogy, but I think I'm going to save it for a later time as I have my hands full. As you can see on my series tracker, I have my hands full with a lot of other series that I'm trying to get through this year. So I think I'm going to bump that down the line, maybe to next year. And then I also found out that the Fury of the Gods trilogy is more of a second installment in the world. And while you can read it before you read John Gwynn's The Faithful and the Fallen, if you want to know more about the world and have some of that background information and catch like all the Easter eggs in it, you need to read The Faithful and the Fallen first. And I have not read The Faithful and the Fallen, and that starts with Malice. And so I'm going to scratch that trilogy for now, and I would like to go read The Faithful and the Fallen first before I delve into Fury of the Gods. All right, so one of the reasons why I really want to unlock my Kindle is because I have finally received my first book requests, and I'm very excited to have received some book requests to review on the channel. The first ones come from my sister-in-law, actually, and she wants me to read Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sulin Taylor, I believe. And the reason why I know about her, I've heard of this book, but not so much as I've heard about her new release that she has just released in January, which was the Fairy Loot pick, and is called Immortal. And that's been getting a lot of attention in the booktube and TikTok community, and especially among the romantasy. I think Daughter of the Moon Goddess and its sequel, this is just a duology, and it's more of a in the romantasy category, which is okay. I mean, I can read romantasy. It's just not my absolute favorite. My absolute favorite is, of course, the epic fantasy. And the other series that she recommended is a pretty popular one, and it's one that was already on my reading list, and so I want to make sure I get to that one this year too. That is An Ember in the Ashes Quartet by Sabaa Tahir. And so I'm going to be working my way through that one too. I have also received, very exciting, my first recommendation in my comments list. This one came off of my Sanderson video that probably a lot of you found me through. So this recommendation came from Farm Girl Rebel 1333, and she recommended the Passage to Dawn series by Derek Smythe. And the first book in the series is called The Other Magic. So I've got that on my list. And as you can see, I have filled out my bottom bookshelf down here, which was reserved for recommendations from the community, with these 3 recommendations. So I'm excited to get to those, and thank you very much for recommending those and for making requests. For upcoming videos, my daughter has me reading the 39 Clues series, and I am trying to get them to make a video about their favorite series for middle grade reads and beyond. I have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old. You can find out what they're enjoying if you have other similar aged teenagers or preteens in your life, series that they might enjoy. And so I'm hoping to be able to get them to film that soon. We'll see. But some other upcoming videos that I have in the works are my 5-star reads for the first quarter, a few 5-minute book reviews that I want to do on some of the book club reads, and I have a video of the best book club reads of the year from my book club, and also my husband's in a book club, and those are very, very different books, and so that'll give a little bit of variety, so that one should be interesting. And then of course book reviews for a lot of the books, the 20 books that I've already read. I'm not going to do book reviews for every single one. A lot of them are sequels, so I'm going to do a sequels video that talks about all the sequels to the series that I already have videos for the first installment on. I do want to do a specific review as well for V.E. Schwab's Shades of Magic. I'm probably going to split that into 2 because there'll be the first one and then the 2 sequels. And so those are some of the videos that I have that are coming up. And thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.